Hello people, I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hello.
We're doing a trailer reaction to Breathe, starring Madhavan and Amit Sadh. I'm sure you guys know about both the stars, but in case you don't, I just want to share a little bit of info on them. Madhavan's a versatile actor. He's done multiple movies in Tamil and in Hindi. He's popular for his good boy image in movies such as Three Idiots, Tanu's Wens Manu, and Rang de Basante. But this role is going to be really different for him. He's playing Danny Mascarenhas, who's the father of an ailing son. Then we got Amit Sadh, who's a TV actor. He's acted in popular movies such as Kai Po Che, Sultan, and ACHARA. I've done trailer reactions for at least 2 of those, probably all 3. He's playing a cop in this particular series.
What?
अपनों को बचाने का सिर्फ एक ही रूल होता है कि ब्लडी कोई रूल नहीं होता।
Rate of lung damage has increased rapidly.
Okay, some John Q
Problem
feels.
is we don't have many AB negative donors.
कितने महीने रह गए?
5 से 6.
श्रेया को गले लगाए रखने के और भी तरीके हैं कबीर।
I know we miss her a lot, but...
Oh.
Oh my god.
Dada, I don't want to die.
Oh shit.
जब किसी पेरेंट को ये पता चलता है कि उसके बच्चे का फ्यूचर दांव पे है, तो वो उसके लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है। जरूरत पड़े तो वो एक एनिमल और मॉन्स्टर भी बन सकता है। जॉश के लिए मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ।
एक क्रिमिनल को मारने के लिए कभी-कभी खुद एक क्रिमिनल बनना पड़ता है। मुंबई के ऑर्गन डोनर्स की जर्नलिस्ट चाहिए। AB नेगेटिव ऑर्गन डोनर्स के मर्डर हो रहे हैं।
इतने कम समय में 2 डोनर्स का मिलना, it is a miracle.
There are no miracles in life, just the ones you create.
Wow.
ये मास्करेनस खटक रहा है मुझे।
There is something in this case, sir. We have to chase it. It's coincidence.
इन तीनों में से कोई भी हो सकता है उसका अगला विक्टिम।
धीरे-धीरे सब मर रहे हैं।
ऑर्गन डोनर्स को तो ही मारा है ना?
कौन से ऑर्गन डोनर्स? There is so much to do.
Available in Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu.
Wow.
That is definitely different.
Yes.
I can say that much. I was getting some John Q feel for a second there because John Q was a movie starring Denzel Washington. It was about his son needing a heart transplant. There was no donors in time. It was all about the system not being strong enough or well equipped enough to handle people who have issues. It's like we don't have enough organ donors for when people are in trouble and whatnot. I feel like in the future, all of this will be resolved when we have organs that can be made with 3D printers. But we still live in this era where that's
Right.
not exactly practical yet. And so this is totally like plausible. It's plausible insofar as you can understand why someone would go through desperate measures to save their own child, to save their offspring. I get that. It's something that's easy to relate to because if it's like your own flesh and blood, you are programmed to do anything and everything to protect and save your child from harm. How far would you go for your own loved one? Like if it was your child, your daughter was dying, looking up at you going, "Mommy,
Shoot.
I need a new heart."
Oh man, like that moment when the little kid looked up at his dad and he's all like, I don't want to die. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
he said it now. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that I would commit murder.
I'd murder every body to get keep my child alive.
I don't know. I don't think I would commit murder. I would try everything in my power. Like I would deplete my bank account. I would, go wherever I needed to go and do what needed to be done. But yeah, I'm
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
not about to kill someone.
I wouldn't murder anybody. What I would probably do is go out of my way to understand and push today the technology of 3D organ printing because that's the future. Stem cell research would take us to a place where we probably wouldn't need to deal with this anymore. 3D organ printing would take us to a place where we don't need to have these kinds of worries, but this is a very real worry. Like this is a very real fear. The thing I commonly hear with parents is, I'm just happy my baby's born healthy. Boy or girl, whatever. I'm just glad that he came out or she came out with 10 fingers and 10 toes and she's healthy and there's no problems. You think everything's cool and then find out, nope, they're not gonna survive past the next 5 months. You get the desperation. My desperation would be channeled elsewhere. I'm not gonna lie, like, I get where he's coming from. I get why you would do that. And push came to shove, if I was put in the same position and I didn't know about 3D printing, who knows what I would do.
I think that's what makes it so interesting as a story, though, because you can relate. You can relate to that desperation and that desire to just want to keep your loved ones safe. And especially as a parent, not that I know firsthand because I'm not a parent, I can understand that feeling of intense love. And as a parent, you never think that you're going to outlive your child.
Right.
And that's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing here, the extra level of interesting, is that the guy going after him also lost his kid. So he can relate to the situation, but he is on the other side of the law. And so I can imagine the weight that that cop is carrying with him, and I'm sure that will feed into his character, into his storyline in the show, and it'll make it even harder for him to put this dude down.
It's just so interesting as well, because you've got this guy who's trying to do everything within his power to save his child. He's going to that extent where he's becoming a serial killer. But it's different because as an audience, at least for me, I'm like, wow, I feel for him, you know, because he's coming from a place of love, but he's taking it to an extreme, right? Because he just can't accept if he does nothing, if he abides by the rules, then his son, who he loves dearly, is gonna die. But is he a bad person?
Yes.
Doing the bad thing makes him a bad person?
He's
yes,
bad.
He's bad, but it's just kind of making my brain and my heart go, ah.
Right. Ricky and I just watched Ugly the other day. It really illustrated the measures people go to when they're desperate. This is informed by the same kind of thing. This person's desperate and the system is not helping him out in time. His son's gonna lose his life before a donor is available. You're frustrated, you're desperate, you're willing to do anything and everything to make sure that your son doesn't die. It's a very, very interesting premise. I like the premise a lot. My only negative critique here is just the way the commercial was cut. That's it. The show itself looks really compelling.
Yeah, it does.
It was very stylized, the commercial, and it's like, you had me at hello. Like,
Yeah.
One of my hopes for this show is that it's like a slow transition, somewhat of a slow burn, so you see the progression from good guy into bad guy, so it's not like this black and white sudden flip. Suddenly, desperate times called for desperate measures. Like, I hope it's not abrupt. I hope that we're kind of like walked into that and we kind of see his psyche. Like, even though you know what has to happen, I feel like as the audience, you need to be walked into that.
Yeah.
Because if it's too abrupt, you're not gonna buy into it.
We also need to like feel for him. You talking about that kind of made me think of Breaking Bad.
I was gonna say Breaking Bad. I was so gonna say Breaking Bad and you took the words out of my mouth. Go
Sorry.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But you know, it's that similar kind of thing because Walter White, he's this teacher and he's really unassuming and nice and he always plays by the rules, and then he figures out actually the rules are not doing anything for me and I need to provide for my family before I die, so I'm gonna do this thing.
And pay for his chemo.
Yes, and pay for his chemo.
What made that show great though, which is similar here, you didn't mention it, is that because he's unassuming, he's the last place you'd look. He's in broad daylight and he's this very unassuming fellow. You wouldn't think that our Madhavan is the bad guy. He looks like this dad who's very caring and you know, you just have sympathy for him. You'd never think that he was the dude going around and murdering all these people in an effort to save his son. I'm wondering if there's gonna be an aspect where they're even friends or somehow actually connected, which feels even more Breaking Bad, which I would not hate at all. I would actually enjoy that. Overall, like I said, this looks really cool. The only negative, as I mentioned earlier, was just the way the commercial was cut. It was just a little over stylized for my taste. It still worked on me because I still want to watch it. I still want to check it out. It's a very good original story that we haven't seen too much of. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thank you again to Amazon Prime Video India for sponsoring this video. Really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to watching this. Please check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out other reactions, reviews, and short films, everybody. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.